Hello and welcome to the final episode of All In for the Autumn 2025, and we are joined by Lewis Willoughby, who looks to have a halo over his head there this morning, or this afternoon, Louis.
Doing my best, guys. I'm currently sitting in a voiceover booth approximately 9 minutes after my shift. So we're making do. Who knows? This might be the best internet we've had all season. I've waited to the very last episode. If it's not, this time I can't be blamed because it's the work internet. So I finally get away with one. But yeah, it's coming to a close. Still another great day, of course, an all-age stakes and a champagne stakes for the 2-year-olds. Maybe a bit to learn regarding a Brisbane Carnival as well, whether some of these will push on and keep moving forward. So hopefully we can round out another great season with you fellas, which I've certainly enjoyed with a couple of winners.
Yeah, not exactly Coogee Beach, is it, Louis? But at least the internet will hold up there at headquarters for you. And
Touch wood.
Dino, deanwatling.com, good afternoon to you.
Team, it's good to see Louis got the Chris Waller Polish grand final. Finally gets the
Yeah.
grouse internet in the last, and just a nice little trumpet that he works for Sky as well, just to remind everyone he's in the studio there.
He didn't say Sky, but we all know.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's got the
subtle.
We're just working on the fringe, and he's got the A1.
Oh.
And speaking of good weeks, boys, regardless of the racing, you two are on top of the world. Beat my Broncos on Friday night, so.
And well done to you to getting on top of it, because I think Louis was going to strike early.
Yeah. No, I'd forgotten. To be fair, Dino, I'd forgotten. So you've done yourself in there. I wouldn't have mentioned it at all.
It was a good win, though, wasn't it? From the Chooks.
It was. And to double down, Lockie Galvin's coming out this morning and said that he's not going to re-sign with the Tigers, and we'll see the sombrero extend for the Roosters, I bet.
No way.
The thing I will say with that, Dino, is that he's managed by Isaac Moses, I think. And Politis doesn't deal with Moses, so it's not a
looks like Lockie will be looking for a new manager.
Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, back on racing. Good weekend, boys. Plenty to dissect. I saw your tweet this morning, or your sort of summation, Gunnar, that it's a tricky weekend to review with tempos, etc., etc. But we'll look forward to the last day. It's a good day. I don't know why it's called day 3. That is one of the greatest mysteries still yet to figure out. We've got day 1, day 2. Why is this weekend not called day 3, boys? No.
Above my pay grade.
It's the answer I get every year.
It's it is interesting. Like, it's been a bit of a theme to slowly run races. Like, I know, Louis, I know you hate these 2-year-old races, but at least you see some tempo in these slippers, and you know, I actually that's probably painting the whole series with a brush. But the slipper was fast. I don't know if it's just back to racing at Randwick versus Rose Hill, and they just, because it's a more spacious track, they just tend to take more time because they haven't Rose Hill. They know they've got to find a position, so they go a little harder. But gee whiz, some of the tempos over the last day 1 and day 2, last 2 meetings, have just been like diabolical. Some of the stuff. Have you seen some of the stuff that was thrown up, Dino?
I haven't reviewed it yet, but I was trying. I saw your tweet about it, and I was thinking, why would this be happening? Something maybe to do with Waterhouse and Bott not having some key runners in those sort of races. Normally they're the tempo guide for a lot of these races, and they probably don't have the top end stock at the moment for all of sort of those races. I don't know. It's not good. I don't like it because you don't often see the best horse race. You probably see a best horse win. You see probably the most suited horse win, but intriguing.
Yeah, it's just disappointing to see. You know, like that first race, Spicy Lou, and full credit to Rachel King. She only has to go as fast as she likes. Out in front, but they let her go as fast as she liked out in front, some 15 lengths slower. That's just class, by the way. That's not your rule. That's just to this class of race, 15 lengths slower to the 600 meters. So the first 1,000 meters of that race, like, that's just so slow.
Yep.
You think, okay, then it gets a bit quicker throughout the meeting, like 5 lengths slower, 4 lengths slower, 5 lengths slower, and then you get to a race like the Arrowfield over 1,200 meters. The race at Enriched one, nearly 16 lengths slower. And then you get to the Oaks, nearly 18 and a half. Like, it's just... And I understand the small fields. I understand when you get that. But then you have a look at that provincial midway. There's 15 runners and they still went slow. You know, and then the best horses won. Sure, but the best horses were on speed, top of the market.
Like, yeah, SPs.
You didn't give yourself a chance. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't think I've seen such a pattern of slow racing in the big grand final days as this. But hopefully we get there on Saturday because we will turn our attention to that all-age stakes, Champagne Stakes. Rail is out 6 meters. And then the crazy thing about that is it's probably going to play more up and in because it's going to be dry. There's no rain about, and they might pour the speed on because they want to be there. So that'll be the interesting play, won't it, Louis?
Will, you guys are more the rail and track pattern experts than I am.
You're more of a light rail operator.
Yeah, mate. Metro, light rail. No, that light rail's...
There is a...
Yeah, you want to talk about slow tempos? Get the light rail. Beddingham.
Maybe they've been watching that.
All right, you can walk quicker. Anyway.
Not all of us have the cab charge, Lou. Some of us have to. Some of us have to do the.
I don't know what you think goes on even.
Pay through the nose for an Uber or a walk.
Helicopter.
Dino hitchhikes from the Shellhaven area.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
the finger out there.
I catch train. Jeez, yes,
Speaking
mate.
of weather, there's a little bit around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is probably a good thing. I don't mind when there's a little bit of natural rain throughout the week, but drying day today, it won't be. I don't think it's going to be rock hard, is what I'm trying to get at. But the best thing is Saturday's clear, so it should be a perfect week to get this track bang on.
And of course, Dino, we are in Sydney, so there's every chance there could be 50 mils forecast that wouldn't come, and there's 5, and we could get 25.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a debacle these days. Anyway, let's look forward to the all-age stakes. It is a really good race. I'm looking forward to this race. Briasa, the $3.50 favourite, courtesy of Tab. Remember what you could be buying instead. Jimmy Star, $4.50. Not a great profile for an all-in play. Backmarker, Jolly Star. Inferior ground last start, $4.50. Broadsiding. Nice little pivot here, $6. Louis just tripped over there. Louis, didn't like something?
Well, when I was looking at the market this morning doing my notes, which is not that long ago, guess it was pre-noms, Jolly Star was $8 this morning when I've made these notes. And so now at $4.50, well, she was going to be the tip, but I don't know if $4.50 is a steal now. What I was going to say when she was $8, that is what exactly you just said, forced back to the worst going in the TJ Smith on the fence and plugged on okay. What I've done what I do all season in this show, and every time I look at the market and I go, well, let's find a way to take this favourite on, because it's not a huge betting strategy taking all in favourites at this point. You're more or less going to get a pretty equal price on the day. So I was with Jolie Star, and you know that she's okay up to 1,400 metres. She won a Group 1,000 Guineas as a 3-year-old. She closed off well in a Golden Eagle over 1,500 metres, and the point I had at the end was you're getting a great price to find out. Maybe that is no longer the case. My concern with Briasa, and I want to get your boys' thoughts on, I'll come to you, Dino. Are we certain that Briasa gets 1,400 metres? Like, had the grouse in the TJ Smith, one out, one back, and won nicely. You go back and look at some other wins. 1,300 metres, there was one at Newcastle, albeit had a shocker run in the Hunter, like 3 wide. But just, I'm not convinced that he hits the line like a 1,400 metre horse. What do you think? How do you see this playing out?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think there's enough question marks to have a little bit clear in the price, and he did get the absolute PR in the TJ Smith. I had the best run of the race. 1,300 metres, the Hunter, he was 3 wide the trip on speed and ran away with it. It's a good question, and I think at the price you sort of have to have a little query. I know this has somewhat been the target the whole preparation. He sort of has given that vibe that he might get out, but I think he'll get it. I think the biggest tick here is there's not a whole lot of speed in the race, Lou. They could just sit up here and turn into a dead set sit and sprint, which I think suits his turn of speed. So if there was 2 or 3 strong leaders, like a Nate Stripper, Eduardo out in front, or something like that in this race, then I would be concerned. I'm concerned about the price, though. $3.50 coming off that sort of last start effort PR. He might get it again here, but I don't think you can chime into that. Jimmy Star, he was as good, if not better than Briasa, just copped a plain draw, but Gainer makes the point off the top. He's a back marker, so
yeah,
it's hard to chime in this far out.
Yeah, I've been with him so much this prep, Jimmy Star. It's doing my head in. Obviously, another Will was pre-noms, but not in the all-in, so it must have nominated. The interesting one is Autumn Glow. So pre-noms was shorter, has nommed, but he's now out to $15. Obviously, it's an absolute nightmare, this horse, for all in punters. So it's a huge buy beware. But if she comes here after being scratched in that arrow field, 1,400 metres is even better. I know she comes off a Derby Munro into this race where there's TJ Smith winners, etc. But she could be anything. And hearing J-Mac on radio this morning, he said, well, it's unlikely that she'd come, but if she did, well, in this, like, I think she will prove to have the class of this field, and the 1,400 is so much more up her alley. Dino, maybe, and I know she's burnt punters last year and now this year, but $15 is, might have to have something right in case she does lob.
Yeah, I think we haven't been wallowed this all-in season, boys. And
I think we did. Did we not get wallowed last week?
Oh,
no, we didn't. Sorry, my apologies. We didn't.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this pre-solo, and I agree with you. It might be somewhat of a blessing in disguise for punters, maybe not Chris, but for punters, because that was the knock last week with Autumn Glow, was staying at 12. I think she looked like she wanted 14. She had that flat spot still kicked away. So if she's here, I'm with her, but can you take that risk now, $15? You probably could. I wouldn't mind having sort of $20 or $50 on. I'd be happy to probably lose that at the price of 15, because like you mentioned, those pre-noms markets, she was $4 or $5 in this. So I think she would start that. Yeah, and I think she's right in this. Talking about broadsiding, she's a better 2-year-old than 3-year-old than broadsiding. He's $6. So you make a good point. Where's that sort of laying me in this race? Brias is too short. Jimmy Star got to wait for a gate. Jolly Star's backed in now. Can't take that. Broadsiding, he's doing the Cascadian setup. 2,000 back to 1,400 metres with the fresh, and that horse won it 2 or 3 years ago. But I'm with Autumn Glow. Lou, you hit the nail on the head. I'm happy to take that risk. Small bet if she's here and confirmed here in final fields, Gano. Then I'm with Autumn Glow. Lou, did you have your tip yet? Have you given it?
Well, I was just going to say, didn't Cascadian, or have I got this wrong? I thought Cascadian ran in the Doncaster and then came to this race rather than going straight 2,000 metres back to 1,400 like broadsiding, because that was my knock for broadsiding. I think the mile back to this is okay, but 2,000 back to this is a little yucky, isn't it?
He ran in this race twice. So he did the Doncaster back to this in his last year before retiring. And I think he ran. I can bring it up. I'll get it up. He
mustn't have won this though, going 2,000 back to 14.
No, he did. So sorry. So maybe he didn't. Give me a check. Yeah, he did the Australian Cup back to this race. So 2,000 back to this Group 1 and ran third.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't win it the year that he went back. Good point, Luke.
He won it in 2022 back from the Doncaster.
Okay.
And let's be fair dinkum, Cascading a better horse than broadsiding, really, I would think.
Yeah.
So that's a yucky setup. What about Antino first up? $11.
Yeah, that
ran 3 lengths off Mr. Brightside, I think. Gano fresh, or like off an 11-week.
He caught my eye.
Last time first.
But you think this would just be there's no trials there. You think that he would have had a jump out for sure. He might have had 2. But this would just be a starter prep run for a something in the Queensland Carnival, Lou. So if you have a look at that horse's first start record, which I'll just bring up now, that'll probably give us a better indication. But you'd probably also
it's not bad.
Yeah, well, he's had 4 wins, four from 6. He might be half off. So going through this, I'm happy to take on Jimmy Star. I think Briasa probably wins the race because I think we'll get another. I don't see a whole lot of speed in here. We might get another slowly run. To answer your question, I think that he'll run 14, but that probably is his top. But that 1,300 metres at the in the Hunter at Newcastle, where he was 4 wide, like he had 3 or 4 wide, he had no right to do what he did there. That was, as far as I'm concerned, that is the equivalent of a 1,400 metre run. Like the effort and the energy that would have had to be used in that run on that day. So I think he can tick that box. And just having a look at the speed of that race was run at Newcastle, it was even. So it wasn't slow and you could just cuddle. He had to work. Jimmy Star, can't have it. Jolly Star probably can't have it at that price now. You're spot on. Broadsiding should be 20s. I don't understand that. Antino, like if Antino is $21 here, you'd be like, right, we're betting. But $11 has probably been cuddled too much. Magic Time. I think I'm tend to lean with you guys. I think the Autumn Glow, you just roll the dice at $15.
Yeah.
You know, if your average bet is $20, just have $5 on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just have $5
I'm
on it.
surprised it went
And don't back at the
prenoms
place. Just
short.
$5 the win.
Yeah. I'm surprised it was short in a prenoms. They nom, and then it's now a $15 chance. Albeit it still might not come, but that's a little.
She probably
It's
won't. Lou.
a risk, I would think, from the bookies.
I'd say she's probably 70% chance of not going.
Mm.
But the reality is, and that's why we're only going to have like a quarter of our stake. But the reality is, if she does turn up, it should be $4.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if Briasa draws 14 of 14, and you know John, Michael, and Wayne go, "Oh, we've done enough. We don't have to."
They'll go back to last,
We
regardless.
don't know, but they'll say no. But they might just go, "We've done enough this Brett." Like, well, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of rolling around? We've won our group one. You know, maybe they'll aim something up elsewhere. Who knows? Or maybe they just run. I don't know. But Autumn Glow for me on a each way basis with a clear understanding for the punters out there, there's a huge chance you'll do your dough and she won't turn up. But at $15, we will take that. Benedetta Louis, $26.
I literally was about to say that's the only one. I was looking at her, so she beat Jimmy Starr in that Group 1 at the Valley. Yeah. Just a weird little gap between runs, though. I think has jumped out from memory looking this morning, and then 1,400 meters. Yeah, look, I probably should have made notes on it, but when I saw Jolly Star at $8 and Autumn Glow there, I just went, "Oh, they're the bets." But now those prices are a little tricky. So Benedetta's probably not a bad shout. Again, it'll be in front of Jimmy Starr in the run.
Yeah.
So it's got that map position already, and $26 is probably a little harsh.
Yeah, she ran fourth in a Silver Eagle. That was 2 years ago, but you know, that was a fast run 13. She doesn't have any just looking here, I can't see any 1,400 meter numbers that, you know, was only one run really that sort of stand out. That was the Stradbroke where she's run 8th, but I just think it's probably the right price to have a small little bet as well. Just on the off chance that. What do you think her best racing pattern is, Louis?
In terms of tempo, I don't know, but I just think in races like this, she's clearly a horse who just needs the PR. I don't think she can beat horses like Jolie Star, perhaps Briasa, etc., having to do work or getting a negative map. She just feels like that little rung below. I think straight track. Maybe she's a straight track horse as well. But yes, I think time is getting on a little bit for her to be able to win them at this top level. She's a horse I think who could go to South Australia in a Goodwood or something and be super competitive there. Eastern State
last year, didn't she?
Yeah, Eastern State Carnival Group 1s I think are maybe just a little bit beyond her.
It's interesting they've come here and then they might go back to a Goodwood. Like, she must be flying if they're choosing to come here.
Yep,
so
possibly.
Or Queensland.
Yeah, or Queensland. Anyway, there you go. Maybe have something Benedetta the place at around to $8, $6 a place. Is having a look here, and then Autumn Glow. But I think Briasa, all in all, probably wins the race for $350. We're not really.
They're both him and Jimmy. They're both barriers so dependent. Jimmy was outstanding, but then if he draws that gate again, he can be outstanding, flashing light again, but you're not going to be winning the race. Same with Jolly. She's very much a barrier horse somewhat as well.
Interesting to see who rides. Have we got any notification of what horse?
Just quickly, I think Autumn Glow is $15 because she's $1.50 for the James Carr Stakes. Against Clean Energy Lilac Snow in May.
Oh, come on. That'd be like stealing weed off blind chooks. What do you want to go there for?
Yeah.
Jockeys, all age stakes. Antino, no jockey. Jimmy Star, Ethan Brown.
Blake Shin on Antino.
That makes sense. Josh Parr, My Obron, Jamie Mellon, Benedetta, Childs, Magic Time. Grail Seeker, which is it's a New Zealand horse, Jason Collett, and then the rest have no jockeys.
Why would you, if you own Autumn Glow, why would you want to go, far be it for me to tell, Arafil what to do, but why would you go to try and knock off a Group 3 when you're already a Group 2 winner?
I think it's maybe that she's had that setback. Probably not the right time to expose her to
but it's not
the open grade.
How much of a setback is it? Like we were just talking about, we're happy to
Yeah.
back in the race, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Well,
it's
I
a
can
slight
understand it.
temperature.
Mm.
Like Louis wakes up with that 3 times a week just by just being a Trump supporter.
That's blood pressure.
Oh, yeah. That's racing now, though. That is racing now. That's why we didn't get to see Private Harry last in the TJ as well.
That's it.
Yeah,
Righto, Champagne Stakes, lads.
$1
This is a very, very, very interesting race. Interesting market as well. Nepotism, $2.50, priced right up to his last start win, and maybe even a little bit more. Interesting. Buffalo, $5. State Visit, $6. Within the Law, $6. Surely not. Next Gen, $9. Belazane, 11. Federalist, 11. Michelangelo, ooh, $15. Spicy Lou, $15. Tupakara, $15. So some of these horses that didn't even get a chance in the weekend. Lady Panker, so plenty of energy left. $26. Long of the rest. Dino.
Yep, things are clear. Bet for me. I think Nepotism is the best horse in the race. Yes, you have to take a short price about him, but I think he should be that. I'm happy to take on Vinrock. Like I mentioned last week, boys, that race rated similar to the Country Championships final, which history shows if you're not beating that race somewhat, then maybe you're not the best crop. I think Nepotism just won on class last start, wet deck, back on a dry deck. He's got huge upside. He is the bet for me. $2.50 you can have Buffalo. State Visit, I'm a little bit worried about. I think Next Gen's a nice horse who didn't get much luck last start, but Nepotism for me, big bet for me this week, boys. Vinrock, I thought was in this market. It's not in the market.
They tipped it out. And
well, that annoys me because we might have got a better price. But yep, the best all in play, little sneak preview for me this week.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I think Buffalo probably has scope to improve out to a mile, but you're right. That race didn't rate well. Nepotism did rate well in the value. And also should look to appreciate 1,600 metres. I can't see any of those others beating it, turning the tables, etc. This is a pretty easy race. Will you get better or worse than 250 on the day?
That's a query.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a world it starts odds on, but it could be maybe that 230 mark, 220 mark, maybe. But yeah, Nepotism, I think, should win this.
Yeah, third up Nepotism, isn't he?
Yep.
Sort of just, it's sort of just, stinks of ready to run, career peak, third up, gets the mile. That Bayou run was good. Albeit, probably the concerning piece there would have been like, Tupakara, but then Savvy Halley came out and sort of franked that as well, that form. So,
and he did put 2 or 3 on him, didn't he? What did
he exactly right. He just rates clearly on top. The word is from the stable that they reckon Federalist is a better horse. So make of that what you will. I think Nepotism is a better horse than what we've seen so far. But they just keep saying Federalist. So for the punters out there...
It might be in time.
Might be in time. And for the punters out there, I would suggest you just base purely off that. And the stable have a pretty good handle on them. Like, they don't have 450 horses. Like, they've got a good handle on their horses. And Michael and John up in Sydney have like a fairly good understanding of where they're all at. And I believe that price differential is too much. So I'll have a little bit on Federalist, like 1x4. And you're getting the more bigger price Federalist to place than you are of Nepotism. The State Visit had every possible chance last start. So he'll just need to relish further. That's basically it. Buffalo, within the Law. What do you make of that? $6, lads.
Yeah, she was good on the weekend. I don't think she could have won that race. She probably needs tempo because she lacks tactical speed. That's the biggest thing for her. She needs a draw gate. I think she's that one that you can maybe back if she draws well and speed comes up or something like that, but she's probably not an all-in play.
Some preparation, for a horse that went through the rail, like, to still be here again. But 12 to 1,600 metres, look, Bjorn is just...
They are. All of these horses are running through rails. You just
think they're just going to, like... At some stage, he has to slow down. You can't keep going this good. Okay, he's got 2 Group 1 horses. That's all he's got left. Steffi and Overpass. Oh, hang on, no. There's another one. Forgot about it. Arapaho.
Arapaho's win.
Didn't just win.
In the Sydney Cup rated higher than Maccabi Diva's Sydney Cup win.
Mm.
But that would have
What?
been a lot of tempo related stuff like that.
Sure, of course. Yeah, it was a high speed figure. But Arapaho, a horse who's won the one from 16 on good ground,
Yep.
just
It's
like,
wild.
oh,
It's wild, but it's
anyway.
funny. I think a lot of horses, in fairness, a lot of horses failed. Like Arapaho went there and ran well, but a lot of horses just
Yeah.
didn't run up to their best.
LL Kansai, whatever its name is.
LL Kants. LL
Yeah.
Kants.
I reckon it would win a
Link-
Sydney Cup if they changed its name so we could pronounce it. That's what they got to do next prep.
I'll pass that on to the team, mate.
Oh dear.
Gear change.
That's a new
Name
one.
change,
That's a
honestly.
new one from you. Anyway, really interesting champagne. I'll lean the way to Federalist. Louis, who'd you have? Nepotism?
Nepotism with Dino, yeah.
Dino? Nepotism? Awesome.
Yep, keen.
Righto. Anything else for the all-in plays for the rest of the week? Hallmark.
That's it. What
We
do we
had
got?
time to dive through those James
JRA.
Parr, JRA played, Hallmark Stakes. Faulkner Park's going really well in the JRA. It's but 350. NCAP is second favourite. You'd want to take it on, wouldn't you? So
Oh, I don't know. You reckon?
it
Was it
doesn't
like
matter.
it was luckless? Probably should have won or gone close to winning.
Yeah,
Donny.
Should have won a
And that's
Doncaster.
The story of it isn't it the story of its life.
Yeah,
how
it
many
would've,
times
should've.
can
It's
you-
only
how
won
many
two.
times can you
Two from
be
21.
unlucky? Should have won when it's you know.
2 from 21 has won nearly
Yeah.
1.5 million.
Oh, look, hey, don't get me wrong, great prize money, but you have to take it on, don't you?
Oh, you do.
Hallmark's interesting. General Salute, that some train performance, 300 something days off and just gone bang and then found another couple of anks. It could be an Everest horse if it wins well on Saturday.
It wasn't $3.50. You'd just be all up and about. It's a little short, but
Yeah, it is short. Yeah,
it won against the
Didn't see it,
pattern. I'm
though.
pretty sure it won against the pattern of the day as well the other day.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know
it
it's in
did.
front of me, but like it was one of the only horses to swoop down the outside and like it was proper.
Going well.
What have they done there? Did they geld it? Is that what it was?
I'm not sure. No, I had a set. I'd been off the scene for ages. That's why I was against the
gelding.
first up, and then that's probably
Gelded.
Makes
Well,
sense.
actually, no. This time last year, gelded. So yeah. Anyway, it's gone enormous, hasn't it, Dino? So are you tipping it?
I won't tip at that price, but I'm intrigued to see it. If it comes up anything decent alleyway barrier, I will be chiming in because it's come back well.
So it was very Rails and Run were a disadvantage that day. Lanes 4 to 8 most winners. Two sort of outside of that, and that was a very very slow race shape. So it was a slow run, 1200, and it's flown over the top, running the fastest everything of the day. So
Yep.
horses airborne. Midweek best bets. I'll probably have the same one Dino's going to have. So you go first, Dino.
Ooh, I haven't had a chance to look at Warwick Farm, but I have done Kembla. He's one of the better Tuesday meetings you'll find tomorrow. Race 1, race 1. Race 3, number 5, Ready to Rocket, $6. This is the best $6 bet I've seen in a good long time. One on debut against the pattern at Hawkesbury. They've trialled it against some group class horses sneakily, and it turns up at Kembla in a class 1 on a Tuesday, and I'm against a couple in this race, so that is my midweek beat. Midweek.
Oh, you're right, mate. I'm going to go the Jim's Mowing Provincial Maiden Plate over 1,200 metres. That's race 5, and I've got a horse in this race by the name of Strassman. I like his chances, so I'll go through the race, and then I see a horse by the name of Calstar, and I go watch the trials. Oh my god!
Trials.
You tipping your own horse? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, potting my own.
No, he's got against it.
Oh,
I was keen on it. I was like, oh, it's tried well.
is that illegal?
Looks good. What everything? No, not as. No, I'm not going to go there. Bet whip you. Sorry. Stop. Cal, this thing's trialed like a star, like really, really good. The only query is it's been on a soft 7, a heavy 8. Calix can produce one, but I just think that Calstar, if it runs anywhere near those trials, these horses are okay. Some of these might get to benchmark 64 grade. It just strikes me as a real a city class horse, this. And they bet 380. Didn't last long. $3 still available. Race 5, number 4, Cal Star. Louis.
I'll have to find something for Wednesday. Put it up on the comments, mate.
You come in here, grand final day, and that's what you deliver. Well,
Got
Louis,
his
it's been
boots.
we've
I'm
been
busy,
going
mate.
for about.
I'm a busy man, mate. I've been here, there, and everywhere. You want a greyhound bet? I can give you one of those. I was doing a
Please do.
greyhound.
Yes.
Please do.
Well, no, I don't know. Well, that was
Oh,
for
good.
Saturday night. If you ask me Saturday
No.
morning.
Louis, we've been doing this show for about 5 years now. I'm going to give you the MVP award for this autumn carnival.
Oh,
Mm.
Well done. I can't
thanks,
even tell
team.
you what you've done, but you've just been sensational, hasn't he,
You
Dino?
have
Thanks,
been. Yeah, his
thanks, guys.
internet's cast, but his tipping's been the grouse.
Been
So.
very
Try
good.
my best.
And
Try
we
my best.
only reason why I know you've gone good is because you remind us every Saturday afternoon
Yeah.
by text.
Mm.
Yeah.
I let you guys
reply
off the hook
to.
this weekend. I didn't send anything. I was close. When Fangirl won, I was close. Anyway,
Oh,
Oh,
dearie me. Righto, lads. That's all in. It's been a fun season. We'll be back in the spring, no doubt. And look, if we get lonely and winter's boring, we might pop up and do something in Brisbane. But that'll be us most likely until the spring, Louis. Thank you very much. We'll still be able to catch you on 528 STC, even the Green Channel as well.
Ken? Yep, of course.
Dino, where do we get your stuff?
I'll be on the airways, SCN, and deanwally.com. You can get all my stuff there. That's where you can find it too.
Beautiful.
Dot
All
com.
right, lads.
Always a pleasure.
We do need something for the multi though, don't we? What are we going to do? The winner of the what race?
Yeah, the all age. Right?
Ooh, yeah, all aged.
Give us
for
the
sure.
winner of the all aged, and you'll go into the duck race.
What Dino? Your best in all in was
Nepotism.
okay. Well, it's kind of a hard week to do best all ins if we want to do different races, isn't it? It was going to be Jolly Star $8, but I don't know anymore.
Pivot.
Go to the place.
Yeah, Jolly Star a place.
Jolly Star place. I'll have. Thanks, boys. NCAP the place $2.
Oh, I like it.
At least
I
it
like
wasn't
this
a
multi.
Fingers crossed. Until next spring.
At least it wasn't a win.
Bye for now.
Too good.